The Aetherdrift format is maturing, and new decks are becoming more viable. In this episode, we'll go over how the format is changing and what decks are becoming more viable. We'll start off by looking at the draft metagame in 17 lands. If you go to Analytics, Draft Metagame, you'll see this chart. We can see for each color at common what the average last seen at is over time, starting from the beginning of the format all the way to now. And in that, we can see that white is being less drafted over time. We see that blue is slightly increasing over time. We see that black is slightly increasing over time. We see that red is about equal over time, maybe slightly decreasing. And we see that green is greatly increasing over time. So you prefer to be green, but if green is getting cut from your seat, what can you backdoor into? Let's look at the data. I take the format's first week before the weekend, since formats typically go through the process of maturing the most over the weekend, and including that will blend our before and after picture. So I take February 10th to 14th before the weekend, and February 17th to 19th, which is after the weekend, and compare the win rates by deck. The biggest takeaway from this is the compression of the win rate range from before the weekend to after the weekend. Most notably, the green decks that were outperforming all the other decks before the weekend have fallen in win rate, and in fact, a couple of the non-green decks slipped into the top 4. More people are forcing green, leaving green drafters with less quality cards to pick from. This is why, as formats begin to mature, it becomes more and more important to find your lane. See our video on how to do that in the link above or in the description below. But when you can't get into green, what deck should you be targeting? Black-red is the best aggro deck, keeping the format in check, but mostly seems to be driven by rares or by max speed streaking Oil Gorger. As an example, take a look at this trophy deck with 4 streaking Oil Gorgers. But if you're heading red and notice green is being cut off, know that you'll want to end up in black-red. Red-white and blue-red are less desirable. Neither are unplayable, but I'm pretty much hard avoiding red-white, and I'm also avoiding blue-red unless I'm clearly being passed all the discard payoffs. You can also consider the Esper artifact colors blue, black, and white. This is actually where I'm more likely to end up, as I'm favoring green, blue, or black early, and if I end up in blue, I can pivot into black or white, or if I end up in black, I can pivot into blue or white. But this deck is almost always centered around 2 cards, Haunt the Network and Pactol Terror. Haunt the Network is my favorite uncommon in the format. I'll take it over any uncommon because it's splashable in any Esper deck. I could almost say the same about Pactol Terror at common. I guess I don't take it over any other common, but once I'm solidified into an Esper deck, I do. And that's the summary of this format. Green is still the deepest color and a primary target. The artifact Esper colors are a good alternative. If I start on a good red path, I want to end up in black or green alongside it. I'll even play blue-red or red-white as long as the right rare signals were coming my way. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.